Hey everybody, today I want to answer a question that I received from our community, and that question is, are some people unhelpable? I know some of the things that I need to work on, but they feel too big and entrenched to change. I don't know where to start, or if healthy relationships are even possible for me. Am I too afraid to be able to benefit from therapy? Now, I know it's common for us to think that things are too bad, or they run too deep for them to be worked on and to be overcome. Each week I get questions for my podcast that focus on whether or not things can get better for us because of the severity of our issues or the difficulty that we have engaging in therapy. But just know that no matter who you are or what you've been through, you can get better with the right help. Now, I know me just saying that doesn't make you feel any better, so let me break down just how and why everyone can get better. First, know that it's normal to think all of our issues are just too much to recover from, or even the thought of dealing with one makes us want to throw in the towel and give up. The truth about therapy and recovery is that most of our issues are actually connected to each other, meaning that by working on one, we often work through multiple problems at the same time. Kind of like that old saying, killing two birds with one stone. For example, one of the issues that I personally worked on forever in therapy was my issues with people pleasing. It was causing me anxiety, issues in my relationships, and hurting my self-esteem. Now, once we figured out that all of those different problems, think of just how long that list could have been with all those areas of my life being affected. But once we figured out that all those problems were happening because of my urge to please everyone around me, the focus of therapy moved from dealing with ruminating and racing worry thoughts and struggles with my friend and my coworker and myself and dealing with my imposter syndrome into working on noticing ways in which I was trying to please others at great cost to myself and trying to change my thoughts and behaviors into more healthy ones. What I'm really trying to get at is that in therapy, we have to get to the root of the issue instead of only focusing on the symptoms. Sure, we can get support for the symptoms, but the real work is in the reason that we're acting that way at all. Does that make sense? Next, things didn't become horrible overnight, so they won't be fixed overnight either. When we get into therapy, it's very common to think, yay, I finally made it, now everything's going to start to feel better. Unfortunately, that's not how therapy works. Therapy takes time. We have to get comfortable with our therapist. Hell, first we have to find a therapist that's a good fit for us. And I have a video about that too if you want to learn more. You can search for it. Then we have to open up about what's going on. And then, the best and worst part is that we have to try and change things in our regular life. This could mean that we speak up for ourselves more, or stop talking to that toxic friend, or let ourselves cry and get angry sometimes. It takes effort and practice to change our automatic thoughts and behaviors, and it's definitely not easy. But with practice and support, it does get better. We are all used to the way we do things, so changing that is going to be difficult, and at times super uncomfortable. But don't let that distract you from the fact that you are healing, getting better, and working through all that's been bothering you. My third point is that you don't have to know where to start. I know that may sound crazy, like how can I go to see a professional and not know what I want to work on and have it still be effective? That doesn't make any sense. Well, in therapy, it actually does. All we have to know when we go in is that we don't like where we're at or what's upsetting us right now. It's all the information we have to know, because it's part of our jobs as therapists to ask you questions about your bothersome symptoms and work with you to figure out some goals that you may have for your time with us. We figure out that stuff together. It's not all on you. And that's really part of the magic in therapy, is that we as patients just have to show up, be as honest as possible, and really try some new tools and techniques in between our sessions. And our therapist will keep us moving along toward a healthier, happier us. We don't have to know where to start when we go. We just have to pick someone that we connect with and be open to the process. It can feel scary at first, but it's honestly what therapists are trained to do, so just let them do their jobs. Also know that recovery or healing isn't a linear process, meaning we don't just go from A to B to C all nice and neat. Life isn't like that. And there will be times when we take 3 steps forward and 10 steps back. It's hard to change, and we will slip up. We'll be triggered. We'll be too tired or want to give up. And that's okay. That's being human. But just remember that all this effort and struggle is worth it. And I can tell you from personal experience that although therapy tests me and exhausts me sometimes, I'm always thankful for the change that I see in myself and in my relationships. So stick with it. Oh, and one of my favorite memes to explain this process in therapy, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's that one with the neat line that says, "How I thought it would go." And it's just this straight, beautiful line. And then there's this crazy amount of scribble swirling all over, and it reads, "How it actually went." Yeah, I felt that. That's real. That's like therapy, all in a nutshell. And my final thought is that we don't have to be sure therapy's going to work in order for it to. I know therapy sounds odd, scary, and like a lot of work. And that's okay. And it's kind of true. But again, we just have to keep showing up, opening up, and trying. Because if we don't like how we're feeling or how things in our life are going, we have to do something. And for me, not liking how I currently feel or how things are unfolding is all the motivation I need to pick myself back up, dust myself off, and keep trying. It's hard, and no one can do it for you. But trust me when I tell you that again, yes, therapy is worth it. You are worth it, and everyone is helpable. I hope this video gave you a little bit of hope, or was at least a good reminder of just how strong, amazing, and capable you are. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.